And like that, somehow we're at game week 15. Let's go. Hi all, welcome back to a new video on the channel. Today we're predicting all the scores for game week 15 of the National League South. I need to get on with this, get my mind stuck into something, because West Ham have just lost to Olympiacos. The European unbeaten run is over. It's absolutely gutting, but do not fear. We're still going to have some fun doing this. So very quickly, the intro this week will be short and sweet for Game of the Week and predictions I got right. That's because I got no predictions right. There were so many crazy results on the midweek games. It was bonkers. Fantastic to see though. But result of the week or the midweek is going to Weston-super-Mare, a 3-2 home win over Torquay. I know Torquay are not having the greatest season for their standards anyway, but it doesn't matter. Local derby, beating them 3-2 when you're on a really poor run of form. Fantastic result for Weston-super-Mare. You are definitely a result of the week. Without further ado, we've got 12 games to go through. Everyone's involved this week, so let's go do it. First game, and it's a good one. It's Bath City taking on Worthing. Bath City hot on the heels of Yeovil Town. A fantastic 3-0 win over local rivals Taunton. An unbelievable result for them. And Scott Wilson, as I say every week, now in double digits for the season. His 10th now on red hot form. And Bath are just looking back to their best. Yeah, what a result that is. Worthing, on the other hand, just can't get a win for the life of them. A 4-1 loss to high flyers at the moment, Hampton and Richmond. They are really struggling. So if Bath City being the home side and on great form, looking to try catch up with Yeovil, I'm going to have to go for Worthing loss this week. I'm going for a 2-1 Bath win. Speaking of Taunton, Chelmsford City, they are hosting Taunton Town back at their place. Chelmsford have slipped down the rankings a bit, but it's so difficult when 3rd to about 10th. There's like 3 points between them all. So it's a manic league. Manic league. Unbelievable stuff. Taunton obviously going to be very disappointed with the loss at Bath. Bit of a thumping. They're not a side that concede too many, so I think that's definitely made it even more disappointing, especially as they lost to Hampton and Richmond just the week before. So now on 2 back-to-back losses, no goals in their last 2, and they've got to go away to Chelmsford, who although aren't doing well, they haven't been defeated in their last 3. Dover wasn't a result I'm expecting they'll be chuffed with or pleased with by any stretch of the imagination, but they're still scoring goals. Another 3 for them against Dover and a 3-3 draw. And Dover are, picking up points regularly at the moment. It's just only one of them. So I think it's going to be difficult for Taunton to go away and take all the points. They're not scoring many, but I do think they could get a point. I'm going to go 1-1. Next up, Eastbourne Borough take on Slough. Slough suffering their first defeat in 6 games. Really good run of form is over for them. A loss against Albans. They did really well to get themselves back in the game, but it just wasn't to be. A 3-2 loss there. And this is going to be a vitally important game. They play Eastbourne, who have just come off the back of a 1-1 draw with Dartford, where they look good. Holman scoring a brilliant solo run goal, I must admit. Fantastic goal, but luckily Barzi getting one back to make it 1-1, and it finished there. Eastbourne, Slough, both really struggling this season. This is going to be a result that will be huge for both of them in the long run, I'm sure, for wherever they end up. It's going to be close, it's going to be tight, but I'm going to go for an Eastbourne home win. I'm going to go 2-1 again. Next up, Farnborough taking on Dover Athletic. Dover now 4 draws in a row. It's unbelievable stuff. As I said last week, doesn't work well when you concede just as many as you score. And they've done it again. Yet another draw, scoring plenty of goals, just conceding too many at the same time. Stating the obvious, I know. Farnborough, on the other hand, a 4-1 thrashing of Tonbridge. Now sit just 1 point out of the playoffs. And that was after losing Alfie Pavey. They're definitely not struggling for goals whatsoever this season. They are on fire at the moment, and as I've said so many times, if you're a regular watcher of these, Farnborough at home are a different breed. So for that reason, I am going for Dover's drawing run to finally end. I'm going to back Farnborough to go and get all 3 points. I'm going to go for 2-0. Hampton and Richmond take on Torquay United. Hampton and Richmond, 4 games without a draw or a loss. 4 straight wins. Torquay, on the other hand, only 1 win in their last 4, the other 3 being losses. Torquay really on a bad run of form. Obviously, that disappointing away defeat to Weston-super-Mare. But as I said, Hampton and Richmond, high flies, smashing Worthing 4-1, beating Dartford, Havant, Taunton, high flies Taunton. They are on unbelievable form at the moment. Finally back playing at home. I always believe that once they get to playing home games more regularly, they will do well. They've got a good Torquay side coming, so I'm not going to go for Hampton win. Actually, yes I am. You know what? Wipe that out. Sorry Torquay, I'm not backing you for the first time in a while. Hampton 2, Torquay 1. Next up, Havant and Waterlooville take on Weymouth. Weymouth will be licking their lips at this one, an away day where they'll be hoping to take all 3 points home. Havant really struggling. Yet again, scoring first against Aveley, then going on to lose 4-1. A shocking defeat there. I did get a chance to sit down and watch the Dartford highlights. Josh Nembard scored 2 there, and Havant just looked so poor. They're almost their own worst enemy at times, and even Tom Bonner got sent off against Aveley on Tuesday night. Definitely one of the best players on the team, and that's not being biased. Havant just really struggling. I can't see a win coming from anywhere at the moment. I really do hope they do win, because I feel sorry for their fans, but I can't see it happening. I know Weymouth have just come off the back of a rival defeat against Yeovil, but Yeovil look unreal at the moment, so I'm going to back Weymouth 100%. I hope I'm wrong, just for Havant's sake. I'm going to go Weymouth 3, Havant 1. Hemel Hempstead Town take on Dartford FC. My beloved Darts finally finding some form. I know they're not all wins, but I'm really pleased with the performances recently. They've massively picked up. Lots of players returning from injury. I'm feeling really confident into every game we go at the moment. Hemel, only 1 win in their last 5, playing them at the right time. They are a side that produce great results out of nowhere, though. You can never, ever underestimate them. Very disappointing losing 2-0 to Braintree, though. That'll be extremely disappointing for them, especially at home in the week. Dartford going away to Eastbourne, getting a point. It's not a bad result. Very much a chance of taking all 3. It could have gone either way. It'll be a great game. It will be a close game, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to back Dartford. I'm going to do it. Dartford 2, Hemel 1. Next up, St Albans City, they play Aveley. Aveley, as we've mentioned, a really good 4-1 win over a really struggling Havant side. With the likes of Taunton, Torquay, Maidstone all losing, it does mean that Aveley leapfrog back into 3rd place in the league. They're having a great season. Really pleased for them. Love to see a newly promoted side do so well. On the other hand, as we just said, St Albans back to winning ways. 2 wins on a trot. A really good win against Slough. They're not an easy side to beat, and they were the team that ended Slough's very short-lived unbeaten run of 5 games. So they'll be mightily pleased with that. At home, they're a really difficult side to beat. It is going to be narrow, so I'm going to call it narrow. 1-1. Truro City back at home at Plymouth Parkway. They are taking on Tonbridge Angels. Tonbridge suffering, as we said, a very heavy defeat against a very good Farnborough side, in all fairness. Tonbridge have been on okay form. Truro, on the other hand, did not play in the midweek just gone. They are struggling for form recently. They haven't won a game in their last 4 outings. They've really slipped down the rankings into 16th. But for some reason, there's some overwhelming feeling coming over me that Truro might just get something out of this game. None of the 2 teams are scoring enough for my liking. Tonbridge have had actually a really good few weeks, so I should probably take that back. They've probably been scoring a fair few recently. Truro, on the other hand, I can't say the same, but I'm going to go for it. I've got to be different. The game weeks were so bonkers last sort of time out. Anything could happen. Truro City, 1-0 win. Welling United, they take on Chippenham Town, a game they can really get stuck into and maybe get some serious points out of if they play their cards right. Chippenham didn't play, they were the other team that had the midweek break, and they're on a really poor run of form. Really is probably an exaggeration, it's not quite up there with the Havant standard, but they're not doing that great after a fantastic start to the season. They do now sit 17th in the league. Welling did get a really, I know it sounds a bit harsh on Welling, Welling perhaps, but a really, really good draw for them against rivals Maidstone. I'm sure they'll be really pleased for that. Keeping a clean sheet should give them great confidence going into this game against Chippenham. I am going to back Welling for once to probably go and sneak all 3 points. For the second game in a row, I'm going 1-0 Welling. The penultimate game here, Weston-super-Mare are the ones to take on Maidstone this week. Maidstone still haven't lost in a very, very long time, although they have had a couple of draws in their last 2 outings. A draw against Welling away. I suppose when it's a derby day, I may be contradicting myself a bit, but perhaps it isn't the worst draw in the world. But they definitely would have liked to keep up their points tally, to keep up with the likes of Yeovil and Bath, who are going so well at the moment. Weston-super-Mare, they really need that win against Torquay. They would have been on 3 straight losses, and to have a game at the Optima Stadium, beat local rivals Torquay, that'll do them the world in good in confidence. They're back at home Saturday against a good Maidstone side. I'm going to back Weston-super-Mare to get a point out of this, and Maidstone to go for a hat-trick of draws. So for that reason, I'm going for a 2-2. And last but not least, Yeovil Town are taking on Braintree Town. It's very, very hard to give any team any chance when they're coming to Hewish Park at the moment. But Braintree Town, do not write them off quite yet. Haven't lost in their last 5, maybe a couple more games actually. Davies getting 2 in the midweek fixtures. A fantastic 2-0 away win midweek for them. Yeovil breaking National League South record attendance. Fantastic, fantastic stuff for them. They're on red hot form. They just can't be beaten at the moment, and it's just adding to the confidence at the moment at the club. When you're breaking records and you're beating local rivals and you keep winning games, it's so hard to predict anyone to even take a point out of Yeovil at the moment, let alone when they're not a side, no offence Braintree, that aren't in the top bracket with them at the moment. For that reason, I'm obviously going to go for a Yeovil win. I'm going Yeovil 3, Braintree Town 1. So there you go, all 24 teams will be back in action this Saturday at 3 o'clock. I'm massively looking forward to it. Love it when all the teams are playing at the same time. We just had a really fantastic midweek football for the National League South. Loved the game I went to. Some of the scores were just great fun, and it's just shaping up to be an incredible season. So if you are liking the predictions, as I say every single video, please do smash that like button to let me know you are enjoying them. As I say, draft for all the games going on this Saturday are down below if you want to get involved with some predictions, so you can perhaps make me look like an absolute wally, considering I'm meant to know it all about the league. But there you go. Hope you did enjoy. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until the next video, see you around. Thanks for watching.